There it is, frostbite. One of our people has become gravely ill due to frostbite. This will keep happening if people have to work in such cold. We must do something. Consider signing the radical treatment law or sustain life law. I see. Oh, really? You got frostbite? Oh, I see. Alright. Off to work you go. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Frostpunk. I'm your host, the Birdman known as Falcon. Is this warehouse getting that snow on top of it? It totally is. That's awesome. I am totally digging this far. It's a game I've been expecting for a very long time, so we'll definitely be checking this out for a couple more videos here today. Or not today, but, you know, going forward anyway. That being said, right now we have two things that we have to kind of focus on. Number one, we still need to shelter at least 10 more people. I was hoping that we could probably wait till we get the bunkhouse, but we'll probably have to set up a tent before that because over here it's telling me we have to do this in 16 hours, otherwise we'll take a really big hit to the discontent of the people, or maybe even the hope as well, which is no good. So we'll probably have to set up a tent instead, and then we'll maybe demolish in the future and just build some bunkhouses instead once we get some more wood, some more resources. And the second thing we gotta do is actually start building the beacon so we could send those hot weather balloons out and about to start searching the areas around us so that we could find the lost people of our expedition, which will help us out to find more people for more work labor, but at the same time it'll also hopefully get us a couple of extra items here and there, because there are other lost colonies out there which we can get some really good supplies from. So there's definitely a couple of things that we're kind of looking forward to here. Right now, all of my homeless people are out there just trying to warm up next to this big old generator. For now, let's actually go forward though, and get the ball rolling. Let's start working here pretty soon. But before I continue that, let's go over here and set up the extra tent we'll need. And I guess we'll probably set this bad boy up like right over here for now. So here's what I'm thinking we can do, however, which is going to be, I was looking at I guess the researches, technologies down over here. See, I kind of like, you know, got a little bit of tunnel vision. I think it would probably been better to get faster gathering and also the sawmill, because with that, what we could do then is set up a couple of sawmills so that these trees over here can be acquired. We could, you know, run them down into regular wood. What's the problem here? We survived another night. That has to count for something. At least we're alive. Not everyone's so lucky. That's true. At least we are alive. So, it's not exactly like, you know, I'm shooting myself in the foot just yet. But keep in mind that these resources over here are indeed limited. So once they're gone, we definitely have to start sawing down some trees and start working the coal deposits, which we need a mine for. This fire effect trips me out sometimes. For a second there, I thought that we just kind of blew up or something. Alright, let's come over here and check out what's happening with the protective mother. A mother has refused to let her daughter go to work, afraid she'll get injured. We could look the other way this time, but others might see it as unfair. Let her have the day off, the child will work for 24 hours, hope will rise slightly. Nothing will change. We can't make that exception. Get your ass to work, alright? It's really early in the game. Maybe once we kind of procure a more safer settlement, I will think about giving people a couple of days off. But for now, it's not really in the cards. Let's see here. And they should have hopefully gone in here. Oh, we only have room for 5 people here at the medical post. And, well, luckily, we have 3 people who are about to be discharged pretty soon. So once they're discharged, we'll have those other 2 people come in. Shelter promise has been fulfilled, so that's because we got the tents, so the hope has indeed risen. Excellent. So no worries about the shelters right now at the very least. I was looking at the gameplay release trailer of the game, or at least the release date trailer, and they showed this really cool thing where the people were literally lynching, or not really lynching, but they were taking the former leader and putting him like under some sort of weird grate, and they were blowing like cold air and freezing him to death. So if you do a terrible job, I guess if your discontent goes too high or your hope drops too low, they will revolt against you, and that's how you could end as a leader, other than like, you know, you purposely bombing the settlement as well. Like not literally bombing, but you know, just like doing such a terrible job that everybody dies. So there's definitely a lot of like loose scenarios, which I thought was pretty cool. I don't necessarily want to ever see them revolt against me, but I thought it was fairly cool from the trailer itself. Let me pause momentarily since we're in the morning now, we're working. So over here we have about, like, you see that? We only have like 16 more wood to acquire from this, and over here we have 28. So I think these are the only wood crates that we have. We have coal here, which is fine. Coal and coal, but when it comes to wood, well, I guess we got this one over here still. So we're still alright. We have this one as well. It's a bit further out, but we definitely want to start focusing on getting that sawmill production here pretty soon. Technology tree, drawing boards, that's taking a while. About 7 hours so you're done. Yeah, we have all the engineers in here working. It's rather warm there too. I was considering as well, like, do I need to have the generator on when it's daytime? Like, is this like a waste? I mean, I know it's gonna, like, you know, freeze the people who are in here still working, like the engineers. It's 20 degrees Celsius, or at least negative 20 degrees Celsius. Those are my hunters out there, too. I figured that out off camera. I was like, oh, those people are going out there. Those are my hunters, right. So the moment we unlock the bunkhouse, I'll start moving into faster gathering and maybe even that coal, or the sawmill. So I don't have to worry about wood going forward. Giggity giggity. Wood crates have been depleted. Yep. So which one was that one? That one over here, right? And then we have 11 over here. Alrighty. 88, so we're almost done with the research over here at the very least. The day's almost over too. I hope that gets done before the day ends though, come on. There it is, it's done now. So, drawing boards, research it, perfect. Remember that here we're in day number 3, and day number 4 we're about to start having a temperature drop of 2 levels. Alright, let's go into construction, and... well, actually, I'm pretty sure that's not construction just yet. We have to, since we unlocked this, here we have the wall drill. Oh, check this out. So, I was hoping it would do this, and it does. So, when you research the drawing boards for level 1, it actually unlocks level 1 for everything in the technology tree. Here I thought it'd be like, you know, drawing board for food, drawing board for resources. Deep down, I was hoping it'd be for everything in level 1, and it actually did work out that way. Okay. See, I've only played the 10-day demo before, I never really focused too much on technology, just surviving, so... this is very new to me. So that's good. Let me start working at that sawmill, though. Yeah. So that'll take only 7 hours, 10 wood. It's not really too big of an investment. I think it'll definitely help us out. And then we'll do the faster gathering afterwards. Maybe we should have done the faster gathering first. I mean, that's a possibility as well. I don't think it's going to really hurt us really in the long run. But that's okay. So we're still working into the 18-hour. Supplies are looking pretty good. Food rations. Shelter, the bunkhouse. How many do you house? A dwelling for 10 people that is adequately protected from the weather. Oh, it's only 10 people? So I thought it'd be like more than that. But this one's apparently protected from the weather, which also requires steel. See, I thought the bunkhouse would be like 20 people. This goes to show how little I know about the tech tree from the demo itself. Coal pile has been depleted. So that was that one over here, but we still have a lot from this one. So basically the people that are working here are just now move upwards, so that's fine. Unpause it. Alright, so that would be it. Now luckily for us, we still have a really decent amount of resources, and we still have food. And what do we have here? No roof over our heads. Captain, people are understandably concerned about the lack of shelter. So at this point, 2 days to provide shelter for 30 people. 2 days to provide shelter for 15 people. Shelter for everybody. Why not? Let's be a good leader here. So let's start off by also setting up the other tent right there. I'm going to wait a little bit closer to the second day before I commit to the regular tents, and maybe we can set up a couple of bunkhouses out here. But since they are protected from the weather, I think that the bunkhouses are probably a bit more suited for the outside. Because inside, you're very close to the generator, so the weather can be a problem, sure, but it shouldn't be that bad. What worries me, though, is the level drop coming up in day number 4. That could be a problem. So let's go ahead and just speed it up here. And those are my hunters doing their thing out there. Very good. And here it comes. About to get hit with that. We have 94 food rations as well. I feel like we're not, like, necessarily... I feel like we're not necessarily, like, you know, bringing in everything we could from when it comes to food. We have one hunter's hut. We could add, like, 5 more people in there, too, if we want. Probably not the worst decision we can make. How's our steel at 84? Let me drop 5 people off of this and add them into the hunter's hut. That'll bring us up 20 per day. That's good. That works for me. Alright, so now 20 people are homeless. Alright, that's not too bad. Is there any spots around here for me to do another tent? Not really. Nothing inside now. A little spot over there. Could set up that tent out here, though. Put the bunkhouse afterwards. Yeah, sure. We'll set that up. I know I said I'd wait a little bit longer, but with the weather drop, as a matter of fact, with the weather drop showing up... Ooh, you see that? Now that's yellow over here as opposed to green. And that's because we're about to get a little bit frozen right now coming up soon. I mean, we could definitely fight this soonish if we set up maybe either a heating generator outside or just power this bad boy up. So here's the drop. That's the drop that we mentioned. So we can't do an overdrive. The temperature and all the heat zones will rise by 1 level, but the generator will stress as well. How are you guys doing? Weather, -2, building insulation +2, low risk of getting ill. Moderate risk of getting ill. And moderate risk. Yeah, moderate risk kind of really worries me a lot. Low risk. We could overdrive. I could overdrive. Sawmill still coming about. Let's overdrive momentarily. Let's test it out. Alright, so this will just power you up a bit more now. I'm not sure if it does waste more coal. It probably does since it's an overdrive. All I know is it does affect the stress level, so that's the one thing we'll have to keep an eye out on. So 12 extra coal for the overdrive is not really a bad thing, I would say. And if we check you out now, you're at low risk as opposed to moderate risk. So yeah, I think we'll probably rock this for a while. We'll have to turn it off eventually. But at least meanwhile they're working, I think it'll be fine. This is an operative. Oh, we got no street to it. Huh. Oh, that's a problem. You really need a street to that? What happened over... Oh, you're completely blocked off. Well, construction, let's set this up then. Let's go to street. And what I could do is technically just do that, which will give us a street. Do I have any free workers around here that'll build that? This is where I really wish you could zoom in and kind of like see, but... Yeah, some people walking around right there. I see a couple of dudes. Yeah, they're laying it down. They're laying it down. Good job, fellas. Good job. Alright, so good coal, good wood, good steel. Yeah, I think this is fairly good. The sawmill, though, needs to speed it up here a little bit. What's the problem now? Double the rations for kids. In the wake of recent child workers' accidents, the parents argue that we could give children double rations to make them stronger and help prevent injuries. Good idea. Working children will eat double the rations, hope will rise. Can't afford it. Give me a second here. We're at 113 food rations. Double that up, huh? We have 15 kids working, I believe, is what I remember. So if that's the case, then 30 extra food per day. We could offset that with another hunter's hut, though. Sure. Double the rations. Driving a really hard bargain for me here. Let me go to food. And maybe set up an extra hunter's hut. If I have like 2 of these, at least then I will feel a bit more adequate. We have to drop some of the workforce somewhere around here, though. But I feel a bit more compliant about letting them get double the rations. The other hunter's hut's right over here, so we can just place it next to each other so I know where you're at. Alright, we'll build that, and that's going to cost me a couple of wood. I will say yes to this. And let's raise that hope a little bit here. As the good person that I am. If I'm being treated. Alright. Guess we'll build that and we'll see how it works out from there. And here we have Sawmill about to show down. Now, I've never messed around with the Sawmill, so I'm not really sure where you have to place it. Does it have to be within the center? Does it have to be near a location of these trees? I hope that's not the case, because I really don't want to have any sawmills out here at the moment. But it would make sense unless you're going out here. No, I have no idea how they work. I guess I'm going to find out here today how it works out. Mild frostbite, okay. A citizen became gravely ill. There it is, frostbite. One of our people has become gravely ill due to frostbite. This will keep happening if people have to work in such cold. We must do something. Consider signing the radical treatment law or sustain life law. I see. Oh, really? You got frostbite? Oh, I see. Alright. Off to work you go. Radical treatment law. Well, it's time for us to do something about this then. This is going to happen eventually, too, so... Which is the one that we want to go with here? Radical treatment. We'll try everything to cure the gravely ill, from invasive surgery to amputations. The gravely ill will be treated in medical post. Hope will rise slightly. Let's see, we have a roughly 30% chance of the gravely ill treated in medical post will be left as amputees, and then discontent will rise slightly. And we also have sustained life. We can't cure the gravely ill, but we can at least keep them alive. We won't risk dangerous amputations with radical treatment. They'll be kept alive but untreated. Hope will rise slightly. Discontent will rise slightly. The gravely ill will not be treated and remain a burden. The gravely ill will take up beds in the medical outpost. Yeah, you know what? Right now I really need those beds for people who get sick on occasion, so we're gonna have to go radical treatment on this one. It's pretty terrible, I know, but we'll try to do everything in our power to hopefully save you guys, right? I have trust in my engineers to some degree that they'll do that. Now let's see here. At least we'll be saving lives. Exactly, Fred. You have the right idea. We will at least be trying. Let's not forget the operative word. They're trying to save lives. We'll expire this one out. We have 5 adults and 5 kids. I think the 5 adults should be able to build this over here for us. The streets and also the extra hunters thing that we're looking for. Okay, let's go into technology tree then. And we got the sawmill. Do we want faster gathering? Considering that our supplies are kind of like, you know, dwindling at this point, maybe we don't really need it so much right now. Let's see. We have steelworks, food and shelter. The extra people could be very useful right now. So how about we set up this beacon finally? The beacon will cost 20 and 35, which we do have enough for that as well. Let's get the beacon researched so that we could start getting the weather balloon up and running and finding some extra people. More people would help us get us more jobs done too. So the hot house, or the hunter's house, has now been built. Great. And hopefully this street over here does get built. I didn't mess up on this, did I? Like, it is set for building. There it is, we did get it built. So the shelter promise has now been fulfilled too. Excellent. Alright, so everything now here is looking rather good. Good hope. Discontent a little bit high up there. And only 1 gravely ill from which seems to be the frostbite that we got. Good. And you guys are doing the beacon now. Alright. This makes me really happy. Let's come over here now, and because we're going to be giving double the rations, we do need hunters, right? So, we have 5 available workers, we'll toss them in there. Obviously the efficiency, not looking too good for that just yet. Nobody working here, right? 15 people here. I don't think children are going to be really cut out for hunting, right? So, this is steel wreckage. We're going to need that for the beacon, though, in some of the upgraded buildings, so we do need to keep a steady supply of that. Wooded, we're at 139. Let me drop, like, 5 extra, or actually, maybe like 8 extra workers, and we'll toss them. And they're 12 of 15. Oh, of course, that needs a road, too. So the further out we get, we have to start working on the roads. Got it. An operative, yeah. Alright, so let's get this road built here. Let me drop the workers here so they build that really quickly. And then we'll do the street. And there you see the... Okay, so this green... The green will tell us where we could kind of like traverse from. So we'll do that. And that should apparently connect everything together. Judging by the green. There it is, there's the road. Perfect. 12 workers in there? Very good. Okay, so now we're going to have a lot of hunters out there doing their thing. We're doubling the ration, so that's going to be very useful. We have 2 gravely ill, yeah, that's to be expected. And the beacon doing its thing. Overdrive, overdrive, how are you doing here? We're at 49%. 6 coal per hour. We have 289 coal. I think we're still good on coal, so I'm not too worried about this. Speaking of which... I'm keeping it on right now, especially because they're here. I don't want them getting sick as they're sleeping. But we will want to drop this maybe... Overdrive. Let it roll a little bit longer. Luckily, day 6 is coming up, right? And we're in day number 5. Let's go ahead and drop it now. Alright guys, it's gonna get a little bit cold now. I'm sorry to say, but we have to do it. And we're at 230 cold. Let me drop like 5 extra dudes over here. Apparently I have like 5 children available too. And let's see here. 5 kids available. Let's toss in work over here. Steel wreckage, we're fine. And should be the start of the workday here pretty soon for day number 5. And technology. There we go. We're getting some raw food. But our food rations, you can see, are dropping down really quickly. So now the sawmill. Let's find out about the sawmill here. Gonna be in resources, and there it is. So, turns frozen trees into usable material, producing up to 80 wood per standard workday. 80 wood per workday, okay, that's kind of not bad. We could also get the saw upgrade afterwards if we want to, because we have to level 1 already researched. So... Oh, and that's how it has a radius effect. Okay. So that clears everything up for me then. Building here will destroy resources, not adjacent street. Okay, that's fine. And you cost how much? 10 wood only. That's not bad at all. It's not bad at all. So, trying to get the right min-max spot for this. Right there. And we'll rotate it, and we'll build a street up to it as well. So, street, we have enough wood for this? Absolutely we do. We just straight up connect it this way, it does seem, so... There it is, and we should have a couple of free workers for this, right? I did release a couple of workers here for the fact that I want them building. And then we'll place the workers in here. It's gonna get cold out here's the only big problem. But remember that we're about to drop the temperature at least 1 pretty soon. We might want to also set up the little heating thing next to an area over here so they could kind of stay warm. The Book of Laws is available to us. We don't have it unlocked just yet. Should be in tech more than likely. But if we go over to the technology tree, what I'm talking about here is heating, which is going to be the steam hubs. And then heaters allow us to use heaters to heat workplaces during working hours. Each heater raises a workplace temperature by... Oh, that's not bad too. That's a very good one to have. So that my workplaces actually have like a heater. Maybe before we go into the steam hub, we get the heater first, huh? And see how that kind of does, and we'll see how the health risk is going to impact the people working all the way over here. I think that's a very good idea before I just jump into it and start consuming a lot of coal by setting these steam hubs around.